Please activate launch machine.
Red lead is go.
FTS.
FTS is go.
Delphin.
Delphin go.
Ether.
Ether is go.
Odin.
Odin is go.
Inco.
Inco is go.
Ace.
Go.
Launcher.
Launcher is go.
Orbit.
Go.
Booster.
Booster is no-go until we finish lock stopping.
Okay, that means we're stopping.
Very well, then boosters go.
GNC.
GNC is go.
FAO.
FAO is go.
CDH.
CDH is go.
Tango.
Tango is go.
Safety.
Safety is go.
Flight is go. Tango and AV1 manage polling. Toggle do only ground.
Do only ground polling. Set to true.
Tango, let me know when you're ready to load sequences.
Good to load.
Delphin, please provide.
Igniter 703 Victor 3.
Igniter sequence 703 Victor 3 slot 0. Good load.
Alpha 887 Victor 1.
Engine Alpha 887 Victor 1 slot 0. Good load.
Bravo 887 Victor 1.
Engine Bravo 887 Victor 1 slot 0. Good load.
Charlie 887 Victor 1.
Engine Charlie 887 Victor 1 slot 0. Loading. Good load.
Delta 887 Victor 1.
Engine Delta 887 Victor 1 slot 0. Successful load.
Echo 887 Victor 1.
Engine Echo 887 Victor 1 slot 0. Successful load.
Ether, please provide.
Ether sequence 883 Victor 4, please.
Ether sequence 883 Victor 4. Kick in the door. Slot 0. Good load.
Tango and AV1 manage polling. Set us back into do both ground and guidance polling mode.
AB1 manage polling. Do both ground and guidance polling. Set to true.
Delphin, confirm GSE igniter system is ready for launch.
GSC igniter system ready.
Tango, verify vehicle looks ready for launch aside from tank press.
Confirmed. Lock tank topping.
Our
And as you heard a few moments ago, the team completed the go, no-go poll. There was a brief no-go call from Booster, which is our first stage engineer, as we waited for propellant to complete topping. But we are all set. We also just got final range green as well.
So right now the teams are moving through the final steps of the terminal countdown. Again, just over 5 minutes to go for launch, and everything appears on track. Let's take a look at the mission profile for today's ascent. Carolina?
All right, so starting from the bottom at T0, the first stage engines will light and we will have liftoff. A few seconds later, the vehicle will begin its pitch over maneuver. And at about 1 minute and 10 seconds, we will reach max Q, which is the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle. And the vehicle will continue to move through first stage flight up until 3 minutes, at which point we'll have main engine cutoff, or MECO. And then a few things happen in pretty quick succession. The fairing will separate, the stages will separate, and then at 3 minutes and 15 seconds after liftoff, the upper stage engine will ignite. And we will run for about 5.5 minutes before second engine cutoff or SECO. And very shortly thereafter, we will have our payload deployment for the Spaceflight Astra-1 mission.
And we are just over 4 minutes away from the beginning of that ascent profile. Again, this is the launch attempt for the Spaceflight Incorporated Astra-1 mission on Astra's Rocket 3 vehicle LV0009 from Kodiak Island, Alaska. That launch time is 9:22 a.m. Pacific Time, 16:22 UTC, and the 3 different customers managed by Spaceflight Incorporated on board headed to a sun-synchronous orbit. Inclined 97.5 degrees, altitude 525 kilometers, low Earth orbit, and everything is on track for launch right now. We're going to be listening into the countdown as we get closer to T0, and we'll keep you updated as that proceeds.
Range is recording telemetry.
Reminder, control room, if you require RF data once the vehicle leaves the pad, be prepared to switch over your Grafana pages. FSO, flight on countdown, be prepared to issue option when rocket IIP marker passes option enable gate, calling out.
T-minus
3 minutes.
3 minutes and counting.
Reminder to all that any 3-word hold from here on out will be an immediate abort regardless of source.
Two and a half minutes to go, all on track.
Two minutes.
And there you got the Astra team watching live from Alameda, California. Looking forward to today's launch, just over 90 seconds away.
.90 seconds. ACE, at this time, start your PSD recordings and downrange ground station recordings.
Done.
.60 seconds, vehicles on internal control.
Less than 60 seconds to go, the rocket has taken control of the countdown and everything is on track for liftoff. You'll have live telemetry on the bottom right hand of your
45.
screen, and you can track
First
the
stage
progress
lock tank
towards orbit
coming to
on the
pressure.
left.
Upper stage tanks at pre-liftoff. First stage fuel tank pressurizing. .30 seconds. .20. 15. 10. Water on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
First motion.
First. Vehicle has cleared the tower.
LV0009, it's on its way to space. Our next objective is max Q in just under a minute.
Gorgeous Alaska, T plus 25 seconds, looking good. T plus 45, still looking good. You can see the vehicle pitching downrange south from Kodiak, Alaska towards orbit. And there you got an onboard view on the first stage looking down towards the engine section. And a beautiful contrail as the vehicle ascends towards space. Vehicle is now through the area of maximum dynamic pressure, or max Q, the point of maximum stress on the vehicle. Everything looking good.
We have about 90 seconds remaining in the first stage portion of the flight.
Coming up will be main engine cutoff, or MECO, which is the shutdown of the 5 first stage engines prior to stage separation. And you can see the plume from the first stage expanding as the rocket gets higher in the atmosphere with less atmospheric pressure.
T plus 2 minutes into the flight of LV0009.
Still got a great tracking shot from the launch site in Kodiak.
Good tracking downrange.
And in just about 30 seconds, we have a string of milestones all in quick succession. We'll have the first stage engines shut down, main engine cutoff, and then the fairing separation and stage separation and upper stage ignition steps will happen in very quick succession.
Safety can't confirm. Option received.
Option received. Vehicles left the gate.
There's fairing separation.
MECO,
Stage
separation.
we have SEP.
And upper stage engine ignition. Cheers coming from the Astra team as a significant portion of our flight milestones have been accomplished. We have about 5 minutes of second stage flight before our payloads are deployed.
And just a great view of the Earth from space on that upper stage camera on your right. Still seeing the first stage camera looking up at the upper stage on the left. So cool camera views. Over 4 minutes into the flight, everything looking good so far. Upper stage is accelerating horizontally towards orbit. Needing to achieve that horizontal velocity to stay in a sun-synchronous orbit, again aiming for an altitude of 525 kilometers today. Looks like now we've got that telemetry updating on the bottom right hand of your screen. Over 300 kilometers in altitude right now. And a little under 4.5 kilometers per second of velocity. On the left, the launch team here at Alameda watching the vehicle closely. Everything looks to be operating nominally.
All right, T plus 5 minutes and counting. Here's much of the Astra team in our factory here in Alameda that's gathered around our big screen Jumbotron. As we enjoy the second stage portion of flight, we want to take a shout out to all of the the team and all of the families and loved ones who have helped make today's launch possible.
T plus 5.5 minutes, still looking good. About 3 more minutes left in the burn of today's flight, and another gorgeous onboard view of Earth.
Vehicle's now passing Hawaii.
T plus 6 minutes. We've crossed 400 kilometers in altitude. We have about 2.5 minutes remaining in the second stage flight.
You see that engine bell glowing red hot as it burns. That is expected, of course. And a live telemetry view showing the trajectory south from Kodiak, Alaska, again towards that sun synchronous orbit, right down the middle so far. Over 6.5 minutes in the flight now, coming up on 450 kilometers in altitude, over 5 kilometers per second. Seven minutes in the flight, still looking good. Can see just the faint outline of Earth as sunrise rose over the launch site not long before liftoff. Over 6 kilometers per second of velocity now and coming up on 500 kilometers altitude. Less than a minute to go until SECO, or second engine cutoff.
And shortly after SECO, second engine cutoff, we will have the deployment of some of the payloads aboard today's mission of Spaceflight Astra-1. There is one payload that will remain attached to the upper stage and will begin its mission after SECO as well.
And we're coming up on that second engine cutoff milestone next.
SECO.
And there you have it, second engine cutoff, SECO confirmed.
We'll be looking for the callouts for the payloads that are being deployed next.
There you have the trajectory right down the middle for today's ascent, and we're standing by to hear a word of payload separation.
We're at T plus 11 minutes after liftoff. We've completed the first and second stage portions of flight, reaching our mission altitude of 525 kilometers, and are awaiting confirmation that the payloads have been deployed. Picking up a view of our pad in Kodiak, Alaska, where just 12 minutes ago, LV0009 lifted off. T plus 13 minutes, we're still awaiting confirmation that the payloads have deployed successfully. Otherwise, it appears all other mission events were nominal during the LV0009 flight this morning. And thanks for standing by with us. We are still awaiting confirmation that our payload deployment has been successful. About 6 minutes ago, we completed the flight profile of LV0009, ending in a successful second engine cutoff at the mission altitude of 525 kilometers. Looking again there at our trajectory for today's flight. A nominal first stage and second stage flight of Astra's LV0009.
Again, folks, thanks for staying patient. We're just waiting for some final word on that final step of the ascent profile. Want to make sure that is confirmed before we report anything, so just standing by for that. But the early ascent looked picture perfect, so just stand by for one more confirmation.
We can do a quick hot fire.
And thank you so much for joining us for this morning's LV0009 launch broadcast. We're at T plus about 20 minutes from the launch. About 10 minutes ago, LV0009 successfully made it to orbit after a nominal first stage and second stage flight. We have not yet received any information about the payloads being successfully deployed. The vehicle was far downrange of our telemetry dish, which is as expected, and so it may be a little while before we have an update on that, and we will provide that update on Twitter as soon as we have it. But for now, we're going to wrap up today's broadcast after a successful ride to orbit for Astra's LV0009.
Yeah, just stay tuned for that final confirmation step. That'll be all over Astra's social media channels as well as by NASA Spaceflight. But thank you so much for tuning to our live launch coverage for a picture-perfect launch of the rocket. Carolina, thank you so much for joining me for today's launch. It was a pleasure.
Thank you as always, Thomas.
Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to Astra for once again partnering with NASA Spaceflight for today's launch coverage. Stay tuned for future launch coverage and other spaceflight news coverage here on NASA Spaceflight. And until the next time, this is Thomas Burkhart, News Director for NASA Spaceflight, signing off. We'll see you next time.
Propulsion continues to be normal.
Our chamber pressure looks good.
Doubling up. Roger roll, Atlantis. Water towers can fly! Yes!
Echo Delta nominal.
Flight downside, SC off. Bring in, SC off.
Yikes.
You bet.
Concur.
We don't need any more of these.